Mr. Sirigos, first of all, thank you for your time today for Television 24 here in Skopje, North Macedonia. You're a member of Greek Parliament. What is your position regarding for the unratified memorandum? I'm asking you this because the former head of Greek diplomacy, Bakoyannis, said that it was a mistake that the protocols have been in the assembly for years. What do you think? What is your position?
I believe that we're speaking about three protocols. The first protocol has to do with economic relations between the two countries. The second protocol has to do with the policing of your national airspace by the Greek Air Forces. And the third one has to do with the quickest accession of North Macedonia to the European Union. The second one actually already takes place because Greece and Italy, according to NATO, are responsible for the policing of your national airspace. And about the third one, about the quickest accession of your country to the European Union, it is obvious that if you do not fulfill your obligations according to the international agreements, it is against the interest both of Greece and of the European Union to have a state that does not follow its international obligations. So there is no reason to hurry this accession.
The Greek government said that the memoranda will be a negotiation weapon of Athens. In which way? How you will use them?
Especially the third one, quickest accession, has to do with the fulfillment of your international obligations according to the Prespa agreement. So if you decide to fulfill your obligations, then we shall support you and we want you to be a full member of the European Union because we strongly believe that it is the safest way for your country to become a full, it is to the interest of your country to become a full member, and it is to the interest of the security of the Balkans for you to be a full member of the European Union.
Yes, but Mr. Sirigos, they are still unratified. You mentioned the one protocol for the Macedonian sky, but is it useful for Greece to put them and to wait for the protocols to ratify it in some future? Isn't it useful to Greece guard the Macedonian skies, or is it better for Greece, for example, Turkish planes to be 5 minutes away from Thessaloniki? I'm telling you this in some future, if they are still stuck in the parliament.
Okay, because I have heard all these stories, I don't believe that it is in the interest of both countries to have Turkish airplanes over our skies. But the problem is not about the ratification of the three protocols. We have already an agreement, an international agreement, which has been ratified by both countries, the Prespa agreement. And the problem is that you do not fulfill your obligations according to the ratified agreement. Because until now, we are speaking about why we have not ratified three protocols that have been signed. Whereas from our point of view, the problem is that you do not fulfill your obligations from an agreement that has been ratified by both countries.
Prime Minister Mitsotakis announced a veto on the accession process of North Macedonia. If VMRO, the permanent government and the new President Silianovska violate the Prespa agreement, do you agree with the logic of veto? How realistic is the veto to actually happen?
In the European Union, we have certain rules. One of them is the rule of law. The Prespa agreement is an international agreement which has the status of a supreme law. So if somebody wants to enter into the European Union, it has to fulfill its obligations according to this supreme law. And if you do not, unfortunately, we have to stop the accession process.
Do you think that only Skopje is the blame for the current situation, or do you see also blame in Athens? I'm asking you this because Prime Minister Mitsotakis didn't came to visit Skopje since he's a prime minister, but also Greece didn't change their own signs. The memorandums are stuck from 2019 and etc.
Okay. First of all, if I'm not wrong, the Greek foreign minister visited 3 times your country in the past 4 years. And during these 4 years, we had this terrible situation with virus. So we have to take out 1.5 years. But about the problem with science, it is something that can be discussed between the 2 countries. Whereas the problem with the objection on behalf of your president, not to name the official name of the country and use a name that is not acceptable by the Prespa agreement, is a serious violation of the Prespa agreement.
Leader of Syriza, Mr. Kasselakis, said that if the Greek government considers the Prespa agreement to be harmful, it should go with VMRO to negotiate a useful agreement, like he said. Would you negotiate again on behalf of Greece with the VMRO in some future?
Okay, we have to see how the Prespa agreement works. The Prespa agreement is, let us say, a permanent agreement between the 2 countries. In order to change it, it has to be renegotiated. And it is obvious that both countries have totally opposite views regarding this agreement. For example, I'm speaking personally, I understand that your country is named Northern Macedonia. We're using the word North before of the word Macedonia. But unfortunately, from my point of view, the people of the country are not called North Macedonians, and the language is not called North Macedonian language. From your point of view, you want your country to be named Macedonia, which is not acceptable by us, and to continue being named Macedonians and the language to be named Macedonian language. So it is impossible to find a common ground for a new agreement. This is going to be the permanent agreement for the future between the 2 countries.
If the Macedonian authorities continue not to use the new constitutional name, now North Macedonia, will Greece stand before the International Court of Justice again with North Macedonia, referring to Article 19 of the treaty in some future?
It is one of the options. If there is a serious violation, there is a certain process. We start with negotiations between the 2 countries, then we appeal to the United Nations General Secretary, and at the end we may go to the International Court of Justice. It is one of the options. But I hope that we shall not continue all the way up to the end of this road. That through negotiations, logic is going to return back to the new government.
Mr. Sirigos, you are professor of international law. Prime Minister Mitsotakis keeps saying that he did not agree with the agreement. Is there a possibility in some future that in some other time Greece will request the cancellation of the agreement?
As I said, it is a permanent agreement. And for now on, we have to live with these 2 things. That the country is named North Macedonia, which is something that VMRO does not like. And the people of the country are going to be named people of North Macedonia / Macedonians, and the language to be named Macedonian, which is something that we do not like. But that's how we have to live from now on.
Mr. Sirigos, my last question I will return at the beginning. What do you think, when is the best time for Greece to pass the 3 memorandum in the assembly, to ratify, yes?
Okay. When the new leadership of North Macedonia understands that it is in the best interest of the country to fulfill its obligations according to the Prespa agreement and use the official name of the country in all uses. And something, I keep something at the end. Greece is the only country that wants North Macedonia to be there. We want North Macedonia to continue existing for the future, and in reality, we are the only friendly country of North Macedonia. The only country that does not have any territorial ambitions, does not have any ambitions at all concerning the future of the Republic of North Macedonia.